On December 2, 2023, gunfire erupted at a Birmingham intersection around 3:40 p.m. When police arrived to the 900 block of 5th Avenue North, they found 19-year-old Nigel Roberson, also known as Whiteboy Spin, suffering from multiple gunshot wounds along with another man suffering from gunshot wounds as well. Nigel died from his injuries the following Sunday. Some believe that he was followed after making a play, while others think he was followed from another shooting that had just taken place.
The police also investigating several shootings that happened over the weekend. Investigators tell us that a woman was shot in the leg on 50th Street and 9th Avenue. Also, 2 people shot on 5th Avenue. We are learning that one of those victims who had life-threatening injuries has now died. They are identified as 19-year-old Nigel Robertson. Police tell us that the victims were targeted. Police are also looking into a shooting they say happened over on Eastlake Boulevard. We're told that there was a shooting between 2 separate groups in 2 separate cars. While they were there on the scene, they soon found the victim inside of a car on 38th Place North. We are learning about the victim of that shooting. Here's what we know. Investigators tell us Courtney Spencer was the victim of that wild shootout. They say that the several houses were also hit by gunfire, and it was a targeted attack.
Anytime we have a shooter out on the run, we're always going to say everybody's in danger. So we need the community's help.
Thankfully, no one else was injured in that shooting. BPD urges anyone with information about any of these shootings to call Crime Stoppers. You can submit an anonymous tip and you possibly be eligible for a $5,000 reward.
Whiteboy Spin was very popular in the Birmingham area for his music and his reputation in the street. He was known to not care and would not hesitate to rob you just for the fun of it. To the public's view, Whiteboy was a shooter for 420, rapper Lee Heat, rapper Landlord Low, and rapper Landlord Dave G. Many believe his death was not random and that he was targeted. He was rumored to be behind many shootings in the Birmingham and Bessemer area, but most recently for 4 specific shootings.
That nigga dead if Lolo dropped the bag, I'm on your ass, 'cause bitch I needed bread. With heat, you fuck with heat, you lose your life. I told you once, won't tell you twice. He don't even know who it shot on, he just know that nigga white.
Whiteboy was allegedly the shooter in the July 16, 2023 Ensley shooting that killed 2 men in their 60s. When Birmingham police were dispatched to the 1700 block of 48th Street in Ensley at around 11 p.m. on a shot spotter report, they arrived to find 2 men lying unresponsive in a backyard. Rumor has it that the man who allegedly killed rapper Lee Heat was at this home that night with his uncles drinking and smoking, but walked inside the home just before the hail of gunfire broke out. As the shooter ran up, they opened fire with a fully automatic rifle, killing 62-year-old Daryl Jones and 71-year-old Lee Ross. They were transported to UAB Hospital by Birmingham Fire and Rescue, where they were pronounced dead. It is unknown how the shooter knew where to find him.
Meanwhile, 2 men are dead in a Birmingham shooting that police are calling a targeted attack. Police say it happened on 48th Street in Ensley around 11 o'clock last night. Police say 2 men were found in the backyard and were rushed to the hospital, where they later died. Investigators say at least 1 person was targeted in this shooting. So far, no arrests have been made. But if you have any information that could help investigators, call Crime Stoppers at the number there on your screen, 205-254-7777. Your tip could lead to a cash reward, and as always, you can remain anonymous.
Whiteboy was also rumored to be on the hit that killed Bessemer rapper Breezy the Cash Cow, the attempted hit on Bessemer man Larry Knight that killed 2 Birmingham women, and a hard-to-kill member who went by the name Slime. Rapper 2 Guns Vito strongly believes this theory as he showed no remorse on Facebook Live after the murder of WHITEBOY.
Leaves one person dead, 2 others in the hospital. Birmingham police say 20-year-old Cornelius May Jr. was killed during the shootout. It happened on Finley Boulevard last night outside the Chevron. Officers found May and a woman in the car after they crashed into a tree. The third victim, a man, was walking nearby. He and the woman were rushed to the hospital. Birmingham officer Truman Fitzgerald describes the impact these tragedies have.
This is real. You know, what you just heard, if you heard that, you know, those screams, those cries, that is a real life scene of what happens on this. And that's something you never get used to.
And no one has been arrested yet. If you were driving near the Chevron last night and saw anything, Fitzgerald urges you to come forward. You can call Crime Stoppers, and remember, you can also stay anonymous.
My favorite one, Breon got turned to some rent. We stuck that pussy in the black. Lil' Herpy left his ad on post. That man, you the reason he died. Caught him loafing, try to turn out the light. FST blocked the street.
Officers are still searching for whomever is responsible for deadly shootings at a nightclub and then again outside a Birmingham hospital emergency room. Police say these shootings happened just after 2 this morning. The first shooting happened at a restaurant and lounge. Someone drove the wounded to the hospital where another vehicle followed and opened fire on them. 2 women are dead and 3 others were injured.
The guys in the blue car jumped out with long rifles. It just sprayed the Tahoe up. They shot it up, totally shot it up. Hit the police car. They just did it blatantly. They wasn't trying to hide. I mean, it's scary.
The identities of the victims have not been released, and there's no word if police know the identities of those responsible. Yeah, definitely some.
And then he got blood all in his face. This the other video right here. They put his ass on the stretcher. But they got TikToks and they do everything. He got blood all on his face. They the one that made a TikTok of his ass. He knocked his fucking noodles with. And Landlord Low got the goddamn, Landlord Low got the goddamn nerve talk this gangster shit about Lolo. They shot you all in your ass too.
Rest in peace, WHITEBOY Spin. Alabama. Sometime during the spring of 2022, Landlord Low was ambushed while coming out a residential area, but only sustained leg shots, prompting the song, Leg Shots. It is rumored that his location was given up by a female whose name we do not know.
When he died, this shit so funny. How the fuck niggas jump about the car and I get leg shot? Anytime we jump about the car, bitch, we get headshot. Riding with these switches, I get caught going to the feds now. Nigga said he smoking on my dog, that's why he dead now.
On March 27, 2022, Bessemer police were called to a bar located on Bessemer Superhighway where they found 32-year-old Justin Groom dead in the parking lot. Investigators say Justin had exchanged words with another man by the name of Larry Knight, which led to guns being drawn and the 2 men firing at each other. Larry was almost immediately charged with Justin's murder but was released on a $250,000 bond. It is unknown if these 2 men knew each other before this day.
Man in custody charged with a deadly shooting outside Plush Bar and Grill over the weekend. Larry Knight, accused of killing a man during a shootout Sunday afternoon. He's charged with murder.
As Larry Knight roamed Bessemer and Birmingham, he had a target and possibly a bounty on his head for the murder of Justin Groom. Landlord Empire would take any chance they could to get Larry off the streets, but he was not easy to catch. In May of 2023, Birmingham police were called to the Cortland Vesta apartment building where they found a man shot to death in the parking garage. The man was identified as Christian Breon Wyatt. He was 27. He went by the rap name Breezy the Cash Cow and was known heavily throughout the Birmingham and Bessemer community. It is rumored Breon had a connection with Larry Knight and had a bounty on his head for allegedly saying Landlord Lowe's name in a song. Landlord Lowe is rumored to be behind the murder of Breon because of a snippet of a song he made.
In Birmingham, police are investigating a homicide. They were called to the Cortland Vesta condos this morning where they found the victim shot in a parking garage. Investigators believe he and an unknown suspect were involved in some sort of confrontation when shots were fired. No one's been arrested. Police ask you to call them or Crime Stoppers if you saw or heard anything. Meanwhile, this
10-5, better whole white boy don't drill with me, he ain't spank kids. That rapper do the rap, I know it being easy. Put my name in the track, doing like we did Breeze, know we squeeze. I don't know.
Early September 2023, a man and two women were shot while leaving a club in Birmingham during the early hours of the morning. The three were followed to UAB hospital and shot at again by possibly the same individuals. The two women were 24-year-old Markezia Atkins and 33-year-old Shaveda Willis, while the male was Larry Knight. People believe Landlord Lowe was involved in this shooting along with a 420 member and a 187/FSG member because of the snippet of another song he made where he said, "Why you ridin' with hoes while it's smoke? That's why we hit that freak. Ain't nobody getting spared with me."
This right here, this was a scene earlier this morning at UAB after a drive-by shooting left bullet holes right in a police car. You see it right there, right on the windshield. The hospital went into lockdown following that incident. Thank you so much for joining us tonight at 6. I'm Ian Wright.
And I'm Sherry Falk, and this coming after a nightclub shooting that killed 2 women and hurt others. WVTM 13's Aaron Llewellyn talked to a woman who says she was actually planning to go to that club last night. Aaron?
Yes, Ian, Sherry. We also talked to Officer Truman Fitzgerald, who about an hour ago, and he says that he, like many others, is upset that 2 women lost their lives in this senseless act of violence.
We believe that the gunfire stemmed from a targeted attack. However, we do believe that many of the victims were just simply bystanders and were innocent and were caught in the crossfire.
Now, this started with a shooting at a nightclub in the Smithfield community. 2 women and a man were shot and taken to UAB hospital. Markezia Atkins and Shaveda Willis died, and the man has life-threatening injuries. Police say 2 people showed up to the ER and opened fire, hitting a UAB police car and the emergency room. Now, we spoke to Braxton Willis, who says she goes to ARIA often and was even supposed to be there last night. She says the building was just renovated not too long ago and saw these upgrades as progress for the community, giving more people an opportunity to have a good time. Then she heard about this tragedy.
I've never heard of anything like that, and I hope whoever did that gets caught. Like I don't know. I've seen a lot this morning about it, and it's just senseless. Everybody just, it's like every man for themselves. It's no community effort.
Now, Birmingham Police Chief Scott Thurman says that this needs to stop. He is calling for people to put their guns down and says that Birmingham deserves better. Now, no arrests have been made in this shooting, but there is a $5,000 reward. But for right now, we're live in Birmingham. Aaron Llewellyn, WVTM 13.
Thought he wasn't gonna die when he had played with G.
Why that nigga still going to the club? That's why we sprayed the G.
Caught on loafing, try turn out the light. FST block the street.
Why you rhyme with hoes? You know it's smoke, that's why we hit that freak. Yeah, ain't nobody get spared with me. Why that nigga still going to the club, that's why we sprayed the Jeep. Caught him loafing, try turn out the light, FST block the street. Why you rhyme with hoes, you know it's smoke, that's why we hit that freak. Yeah, ain't nobody get spared with me.
Rest in peace to everyone mentioned in this